So I've just been sending out messages there to a couple of clients, and I'm gonna tell you the same thing as I told them. And it comes down to trying to get into a good habit of being okay with exercise and just making a few good healthy choices. Now I've understood over the last few years of PTing that making good decisions in your food and in your habits for exercise can be really difficult, and sometimes the hardest thing to do is to try and understand why you are making the decision to eat not just one slice of cake after dinner but three, or why you're missing breakfast, or why have you decided that you're gonna go for a curry gravy chip or flipping cheese chip for lunch instead of actually preparing yourself for lunch. That can be really, really hard. Why am I doing that? Because you don't want to give yourself the answers. I found, and in my case as well, we'll give ourselves silly answers oh, it's expensive to eat healthy, or oh, I just don't have time to prepare something, or oh, my lunch break is maybe only half an hour, so I just want to go down and get something really quick, so I'll just go to the chippy. But honestly, it's because we can't be bothered. We can't be bothered to prepare, or we can't be bothered to go to the gym, or we get to the end of a hard day's work and we're oh, I don't really want to. And that is the key part to understanding where your head's at, because you're telling yourself that I can't be bothered to give myself the fuel that I need to make myself actually feel good, and I can't be bothered to go to the gym in order for me to feel better about myself. So how do we reverse that? Well, it's really, really easy. It's so easy, it's stupidly easy. One, you need to make a positive step. So you can't do it all at once. It's not possible to do it all at once. You're not gonna start your diet and just be eating healthy every single meal, every single day. That's not gonna happen. But what you can do is you could introduce 2 pieces of fruit over the next 5 days into each day. Or you could just go, right, okay, this week I'm gonna go to the gym twice, and I'm gonna do 2 pieces of cardio equipment and 1 piece of maybe weight training that PT Paul Robinson showed me on YouTube or on his Instagram. That's so easy. Until you make the decision to do one thing to make yourself happier or fitter or healthier, you will always put it off. Every single day there'll be another excuse to not do it. And to be honest, it will be like a tumbleweed effect. So as you put it off one day, the next day is easier to put it off, and the next day is easier to put it off, and your weight goes up. Your lethargy, or the feeling of lethargicness and you don't want to do anything, gets more and more and more, and it gets harder for you to make that decision to actually benefit yourself. So what would my advice be to someone that feels lethargic and isn't making the decision to go to the gym or to eat a little bit healthier? My advice would be, stop it now. Stop the chain effect now, because it is going to get harder as you get older. It is going to get harder as you do every single day, just the same habits. Stop it today. Do one thing today that's going to make it feel like you're going in the right direction. So even if you go and get a curry chip today, and then on the way back to the office or the way back to your job, you go and get a fucking apple. That's fine. Just get something in there that's going to make you feel better about the actions that you did today. Now, if you do want to make more healthy habits, or if you want this process to be easier, or if you don't want to feel alone in this process, you are more than welcome to send me a message and just say, look, I want to be better, I want to be happier, I want to be fitter, I want to eat better. I'll either send you to someone that knows more about food, or else I'll give you some tips and tricks that I know that's going to help you over the next 3 months. To be honest, I don't even want you as a customer. Just come on board and just say oh, I need help, I find it hard for me to do such and such. I'll send you a message straight away. I'll just let you know what you need to do to make yourself feel a little bit better over the next couple of months. I just kind of wanted to talk about a struggle that I've had, because I feel that other people will probably relate to this, and I think that I was made more aware of it through watching this self-help video, but it was the idea of I should be this by now, so right, okay, so I don't know if I'm explaining myself very well. So in my head for a long time, I thought that by the age of 25, 26, I should be married with kids and I should be like with a family home and successful. I have a successful job and all the rest of it. And I'm now 30. I'm now 30, so I'm 30 years old, and in my head, or previous to now, in my head, I hadn't met my idea of what should be right. And I'd really struggled with the idea of like not becoming who I thought I was supposed to be, or who I was supposed to be in the eyes of society, or who I said I would be over a period of time. That's been really difficult to come to terms. I'm not saying that I don't love who I am, but for some reason I had struggled with not being somebody else. And to some people this will sound daft, and to some people this will resonate, this will be inside them, they'll be like, oh yeah, no, I'm not the person I said I would be, or I haven't done the things that I would do, or said I would do. So some of you, I know this is gonna hit home. But why is it that we put this like idea of who we should be over our lifespan? Like from the age of, I think from the age of about 15 I was saying that. So from the age of like 14, 15 I was saying I'm gonna be married and have kids and have a family home and a successful job in the eyes of society by the age of like 26 to 30. Like that's my time frame that I give myself. So by not achieving that, there was this sense of like, you failed at life. How fucked up's that? Because looking back now, like I definitely haven't. I have not in one way or another. I have not. You cannot fail at life. You can just not meet your expectations, which can feel a little bit uncomfortable. So I've kind of had to like let go of this discomfort of not meeting the ideology that I created myself, that how my life should be. And to be honest, it has taken a lot of work and a lot of like researching into like what other people have done, and I'm hoping that this can come across in a way where you can get this. If this is a thing that you've ever struggled with, then maybe I can help you quicker than me having to go and research for the last like fucking I don't know how many months. So after lots and lots of research about an ice cream van on a scooter, after lots and lots of research about like trying not to feel shit about the person that you thought you should be, I just got sidetracked. So I found that you really have to come to terms with being thankful for the person that you are, not the person that you should have been, because the person that you should have been is irrelevant. The person that you should have been probably didn't have to put up with all the bullshit that you had to put up with. In your head, you didn't know that this was going to happen or that was going to happen. For me, I didn't know I was going to like, I don't know, fall in love with Orla and go and travel the world. Like I didn't know that was going to happen. And that's not included in this blueprint of like your life should be this. You should be married at 26 to 30 years old, have a home and family. Orla's not in that picture. Being in Thailand isn't that picture. So maybe it's easier for me to be grateful for where I am right this second because I'm somewhere beautiful. Like it's stunning. That's the beach right there, and I'm having a coffee and it just feels lovely. So my advice to you, if you are discomforted by the person you are, or if you feel like you should have been someone else by now, like I did, is this. Try to let go of the image of the person that you should have been, because that image of the person that you should have been is usually somebody else's idea. It's usually a false story that society has told you should have achieved by now, or you should have been this because of, or get rid of it. It's usually somebody else's idea of who you should be, and for some reason you're trying to satisfy other people's ideas. You're trying to fit somebody else's ideology of who you should be. I shouldn't be married with kids. I should be right here, enjoying my life, and you should be right where you are. But you should be enjoying it too. How do you enjoy it? You just have to be thankful for what you've got. And if you don't like it, if you don't like where you are right now, it's probably because you are doing less for you and more for other people, or more for someone else. If you are living your life right now to satisfy other people before yourself, without looking at the bigger picture, maybe you need to change a couple of things or do more stuff for you. And I don't mean go and get your nails done, I don't mean go and get pampered, I mean like stuff that's actually beneficial to you. So like, let's say you always wanted to visit Monaco, or you always wanted to set up a business, or you always wanted to be a PT, or there's something that you've always wanted to do. Create some steps now to go towards it. Maybe you always wanted to be into fitness, maybe you always wanted to be into nutrition, or maybe you always wanted to, maybe like me, you've never been on a foreign holiday. Well, I have now, but I hadn't been on a foreign holiday until I was 26. I'd never been outside of the British Isles. Now, if you can think of something that you would love to do, that you have put on hold for other people, or stopped because of like these ideas of like, I can't do it because, or I've got a dog so I can't do that, or whatever. Maybe start to think about putting things in place step by step for it to eventually happen. And by doing things towards that ultimate goal, you one, become a happier person day to day, and you will find yourself doing other stuff to benefit you, not just booking a holiday. So let's say that you always wanted to go to Tenerife or wherever, it doesn't matter, California. Once you've made the decision that, oh, I've always wanted to do that for myself, then other things come into play as well. So then you'll be like, oh, well, I've always wanted to be in shape in California. So you'll go to a PT, or you'll go and do something, or you'll start eating healthy. That's a knock-on effect of like happiness. You're going towards like a happier goal in your life, and then you're also doing something to benefit how you feel in the process. Not only that, is you're gonna buy like maybe a couple of bikinis or a couple of outfits that you'd want to wear. Now that's not bad. That's based on like knowing that you would like to look better in the place that you know you're going to feel better in. There's also this sense of like, it's one of like, we talk about core values. Like if I value it in my core, like if it's something I've always wanted to do or always wanted to be, like it resonates in us, and we end up being nicer to the people around us because we're going towards a goal that really hits home. So we end up being nicer to our family, our husbands, our wives. Like we're just better people to be around. We're giving off a good vibe. Good vibes. So like there's so many benefits towards doing the things that you're repressing. Once you unleash the inner you that wants to be happy or fulfilled, you start to become like this better person, better to be around. You're a good banter. You start to be the person that isn't whinging about anything. You don't whinge at work. You might have a bad day or a learning day. I call them learning days because you never really have a bad day. There's something to learn from it, whether it's in you or somebody else. But you end up being this person that people want to be around, and that's a cool feeling. So unleash the inner you, find out what you truly want in life, and make steps towards getting there. And honestly, you're gonna feel so much better in who you are, just in general.